Hi friends, so I'm done with my planetary series and today I'll be starting a new topic. I'll be talking today about retrograde planets because retrograde planets do play a very important role in your charts. Those people who have retrograde planets in their chart, it plays a very significant role. And there are a lot of misconceptions related to retrograde planets. Hence, I thought I'll make a video and try to address some of those things. Now, what exactly is a retrograde planet? Now, retrograde planets are those planets which are closer to Earth. Hence, when you look from the outer sky, and because they are in an elliptical path, they take an elliptical path and not a circular path. So when they are closer to the Earth, they seems to be moving backward when you look in respect to the outer sky. They do not really move backward. No planets move backward, right? But because they are closer to the Earth and they are taking an elliptical path, so when you look the planet in respect to the outer sky, they look to be moving, in a backward direction. And that's when it is called as retrogression, or that's what is called as retrogression or retrograde planets. So all the planets don't move in a retrograde fashion. Sun and moon are always direct, whereas planets like Jupiter and Saturn and Mars, Mercury, Venus, these are the planets which move direct and also they move in a retrograde way. Now, in the retrograde way, as I said before, they come closer to the Earth that time as they are taking an elliptical path. When they are closer to the Earth, that's when it seems as if they're moving in the backward direction. Rahu and Ketu are always retrograde. They are never direct. Now, what is the effect of retrograde planet in a chart? Now, please understand, everything has an effect on you. Everything has an effect on a planet, right? So, every planet has an effect on Earth or on the human being, and the study of that effect is called as astrology. So, when that planet is away from Earth or is at a larger distance from Earth, the effect will be comparatively lesser than a planet which is closer to the Earth. That clearly tells me that when or whenever a planet is retrograde, it is closer to Earth, hence, the effect of those planets are stronger than the direct planet. Hence, retrograde planets are more powerful than direct planet. Because they are closer to Earth, the effect of those planets are more. Whether those planets are good or those planets are bad depends on how they are positioned in your chart. If it's a functional benefic, if it's a natural benefic, and it is retrograde, it can give you great results. It can give you absolutely great results. If it is a functional malefic and a natural malefic and is retrograde, then the difficulties will intensify. The difficulties will intensify during that period, because one, it is closer to Earth. Second, it is a negative planet or it's a malefic planet for you. So they say that a debilitated retrograde planet behave like an exalted planet. That is not particularly the truth. A debilitated retrograde planet is definitely more powerful than a debilitated planet, but it never becomes an exalted planet. Similarly, an exalted retrograde planet becomes extremely powerful. And if it's a benefic in your chart, then it can give you wonderful results during a time period. But if it is a malefic in your chart, then the difficulties will intensify. Whether it is Mercury, whether it is Venus, whether it is Mars, whether it is Saturn, whether it is Jupiter, doesn't matter. If it is a good planet in your chart, in its time period, it will give you a good result. If it's a bad planet in your chart, it's a difficult planet in your chart, in its period, it will give you difficult results. And the results will be more intensify, more powerful than that of a direct planet. There is a lot of misconception, right? If I have a retrograde Mercury, uh, I may not do well in my studies. The intelligence level will decrease. No, that's not true, and don't get scared of that. Because a retrograde Mercury, if it is a good planet in your chart, it can give you excellent result, and I have seen that in many charts. If you have a great uh, Saturn or a retrograde Saturn in your chart, and it's a benefic planet for you. So, for example, a Libra ascendant, if there is a retrograde Saturn in your chart, that can give you fantastic results in its time period. Now, they also say that retrograde planets give, because it's moving in the backward direction, it also give results of the previous house. So if it is in the 8th house and it is retrograde, it will give the result of the 7th house. Does that mean that if it is direct, it will give you the result of 9th house also? If in direct it doesn't give you the result of 9th house, why when it is retrograde it will give you the result of the 7th house? That's a little confusing, and I haven't seen that to work in charts. It will give you, in my research or in my study, it always gives result of the house where it is present. So all the rules remain same as per direct planets are concerned. You need to study where it is placed. You need to study what are the natural significance of the planet. You need to study which are the houses which it rules, and then you need to see whether it's a benefic or a malefic. If it's benefic, whatever direct results a direct planet would have given you, it will give you more than that. If it is a malefic, whatever difficulties those that direct planet would have given you, it will give more than that. That's the only thing, that it's more powerful than a direct planet. Also, one thing which I have seen with retrograde planets is wherever retrograde planets is placed, and if it is kind of exalted or in a good sign, what happens is you immediately, or at your early stage, you don't accept those things easily. It kind of becomes difficult for you because it's such a powerful planet. It wants to know the reality of that thing. It wants to accept that yes, this is what it is. So it's kind of become a rebel. That is something which I've seen. Say for example, Jupiter retrograde is in the 9th house. Jupiter in 9th house will mean, or Jupiter in 9th house means that you will things related to 9th house will be of interest to you. You'll have a great relationship with your teachers, with your gurus. You will go to foreign lands for religious activities. You'll be a person who will try to understand higher knowledge and so on. But if it is retrograde in your chart, then what happens is that in your early life you try to fight, you try to know the truth, you don't blindly follow it. You try to understand if these are correct or not. You don't really go and find a guru, or you fight with yourself, that whether it is true, whether religion is required, whether spirituality is required. Do I believe in God? Do I not believe in God? So all those things goes in your mind because it's a powerful planet. It's here to rebel. But once you have experienced that, so you are ready here to experience. Once you experience that, then you start to accept things in a more strong way. Then you get completely involved in it. So in a retrograde planet in 10th house can have, at the beginning, can have difficulties with your work life. But once you get settled in, once you get used to it, then it becomes so powerful that you do really well in your career. So that's what a retrograde planet can do. Retrograde planet can create that aspect of the house a little difficult, a little uncertain at the beginning, but slowly with maturity you become more and more efficient from that house matters. So guys, this is what I thought I'll explain you about the retrograde planets. If you have any questions, please do mention in the message box, and I'll try to answer all those questions. If you like my video, kindly subscribe to my channel, kindly share my video. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.